Oh shit, I think we are live right now. Let me just go ahead and double check this real quick. I doubt anyone is going to be in here, if that's okay, because I didn't really plan this out, because I don't really plan things. I don't. But, let me pop my little face in here. Here's my face. Alright. Oh, we have. Hey, what's up, Luke? What's going on, man? How's everything hanging? I haven't talked to you in a long time. It's been, fuck, what, since last year sometime? It's been quite some time. But Menelect, what's up, man? How's it going? Hit the thumbs up, guys. So I got out of the screening, not screening. It was a 5 o'clock showing of Halloween Ends. Got out of the theater. I really, I find that this is going to be probably next to Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, probably the most divisive amongst the fan base because of it being. This is spoilers. There are spoilers going to be included here. So it's a Halloween movie that's not a Michael Myers Halloween movie. It's a Corey Cunningham Halloween movie. And that sounds weird. And you can even argue that this movie has a glorified cameo of Michael Myers. You can say that. And I wouldn't argue with you. But does it work? It does. It works. It works great. Actually, I find that I was enjoying myself a lot more in this movie than I was in Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills. And those both featured Michael very heavily. It was the return of the shape. So understandably so. This one is different. We open up to Halloween 2019, where the character Corey has to babysit a kid. And to be honest, the kid's kind of a little shit ass. He really is. And he plays tricks on Corey and all of those things. Well, and at the end of it, Corey gets locked into a door upstairs, like not an attic, but it was an upstairs door. He gets locked in, and Corey's like freaking out in the dark. And he kicks the door open. The door hits the kid, and the kid just, dude, that moment when that kid flew over the stairs and hits the ground in front of the parents, like that was gnarly stuff. Like that was crazy to actually see that kid get flown. Like he flew, dude. It was nuts. I can't like put enough like emphasis into what the fuck was that. It was actually beautifully shot. Rick, movie sucked. Sorry. Oh, it's okay, man. No, you don't need to be sorry about having an opinion. It's all good. Totally get it. But like that opening moment was great. And especially in the theater, you can hear all the noises and everything. I can't imagine watching this movie at home on Peacock and not enjoying the theater experience. This is a movie you need to go to the theater and experience because it just does something more. Let's dive back into Corey Cunningham a little bit. Why this is going to make people hate this film. I've already seen all over my social media, all over my Facebook, there are people like, fucking, this thing is this, it's that, it's garbage, this isn't Halloween, this is, it's like, what did you want from the third movie? Because I have a feeling what you wanted has already been done with all 12 of the films prior to this one. And I'm not pointing fingers to you, Rick. I'm not. I'm saying for anyone in general. It comes across from a lot of fans and people I've talked to personally in my my contacts who are like, who are just like going crazy on it. And I'm like, well, what did you want? What is it that you wanted? You wanted Michael to do the same old song and dance that he's been doing for 11 other movies? Because we're not going to include Season of the Witch. You want the same thing? Him just stalking a group of people and just killing them? This, I like Season of the Witch as well. I love Season of the Witch. I'm not taking anything away from that movie. I think that movie is just fantastic. Just saying, Rick. I'm not against you, but what do we want as fans? More Michael stalking and killing? Well, we've seen it so many times before. So why not try something brand new So when David Gordon Green was talking about how this movie kind of could parallel Christine in a little bit, another John Carpenter film, I was always confused by what he meant by this. And now watching the movie, which I want to watch again tonight, I can't. I have to wake up really early for work. That's why I want to get this video kind of out there real quick. I didn't put a lot of thought into this. Sorry. I noticed that the comments are actually not coming up on the screen, and that's a bum. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. Hold on, guys. Give me one moment, please. Oh, fuck. I don't know what's going on right now. Alright, this is not how I wanted it to look, but I guess we'll have to, we'll just have to roll with it. Alright, there you go. It's not how I wanted it to look. I wanted it to be all, like, transparent and all that good stuff, but not a problem. Anyways, us as Halloween fans, what were we wanting from this film? Because I find a lot of people are kind of saying they don't like this film because it made Michael weak. Like, well, that's not, let me just tell you the single issue, not the single issue. I had several issues, and that's not to tear down the film, because I'm going to tell you, I'll give this film at least a 4-star rating out of 5. It was how weak they made Michael look. Michael is the shape. He's the epitome of evil. He's everything that, you know, we've watched him throughout all of these movies, and he's just been like unkillable. And in this film, they really made it a point to make him a man who is just like you and I, can bleed out, and that actually happens. Like I said, this is gonna have some spoilers, but they made it a point. Like in Halloween Kills, Laurie tells Hawkins, I believe it was. It's been a minute since I've seen it. The more he kills, the more he transcends. But Michael has been underground. Like, I don't know about necessarily underground, but he's been in like a sewer, cave, whatever you want to call it, cave dweller. You know, he's away from the public. Yeah, there's like billboards of missing people, and people have been, you know, dying in Haddonfield and around Haddonfield since you know, the last 4 years since Michael's vanished. But there's nothing to indicate that that was because of Michael, for the simple fact that where Michael has been staying this entire time, a homeless man has been living right outside, like, you know, residing outside of it in a tent. So Michael hasn't left the cave to kill the guy. So how do we know how much he's actually been killing? So when you think about the more he kills, the more he transcends line, it's like, has he been actually killing? And you can see that very much so when he has his very first confrontation with Corey. He's strong enough to choke Corey out, but he doesn't kill him. And that's another thing that kind of confused me about this story, is the fact that he didn't kill him. He allowed him to live. And what's really weird about it, also the passing of evil kind of thing, I wish someone could explain it to me, because it went over my head. But I'm not mad at it. It's different. It's new. It's unique. It's so un-Halloween that it is Halloween. Curse of Michael Myers. Come on. Curse of Michael Myers. Halloween 5. Thorn. I mean, what people I find are going to hate about this movie is that it's almost like Michael Myers has a buddy. It's like a buddy horror movie where Michael Myers and Corey Cunningham are working together and they're killing people. But the thing is, it's not necessarily like that. When you look at it and you think about it, Corey Cunningham has been transferred this evil, and now he's using this evil in all the ways Michael would do, and Michael is kind of following that. I don't know if, like, I don't think Michael feels weak to Corey. Oh, dude. All right, Rick. Corey versus Myers. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now. That scene bugged me. I'm going to be honest. That scene really bugged me, actually. The fact that Corey Cunningham got the upper hand on Michael and took him out. But then I did think about this. At this point, Michael is 65 years old. Say he's only killed one person, which when he was stabbing that dude, you can kind of sense it through the music and the atmosphere and the flow of the scene that he started to transcend into something bigger, but it wasn't big enough because at this point Corey, if I remember correctly, it's been a couple hours now. Corey had already killed a couple people. Now that evil has been transferred to Corey, so at this point Corey's killed X amount of people, and slowly the evil is transcending through Corey. Now I might be just over analyzing and overthinking all this, and maybe that's the case. Maybe that's exactly what David Gordon Green was thinking. But in the end, regardless of how we try to make it make sense, to see this young fucking kid overpower Michael Myers, the Shape, the Boogeyman, that bothers me. That bothers me. Not to get all fanboy with it, like I appreciate the movie for what it is. I fucking love the movie. Like, I can't tell you how much I really love this movie. I think it's the best in the trilogy. I think this right now ranks in my top 4 of the entire franchise. That might blow some minds. I told my buddy tonight, I was like, I think I like this more than Halloween 4. And Halloween 4 is the first, I almost said Friday the 13th, the first Halloween film I'd ever seen. And for me to say that, it makes me question my own sanity in a way, because there's so much that I would have not done with this movie, but would have done differently. Cope harder. I love it. There's so much with this film that I would have done differently, but the fact that David Gordon Green, he has a massive set of balls to be able to do what he did with this movie, and as the finale to a trilogy. Fucking bravo. And the thing is, like, Michael is kind of like plays second fiddle to Corey, but Corey handles his own. Corey is a menace, dude. Corey is, in my opinion, Corey Cunningham is the fucking man. I enjoyed every kill that he did. When you're at the radio station and he cut the dude's tongue out, and it's on the record, and it's just spinning, and it's hitting the needle, and the needle's going up, and it's spinning, and dude, and like a bunch of us in the theater thought that was hilarious. But he was ruthless, he was brutal, and like when he had the blowtorch to the person and like torched into their face, like that is badassery. Like, it's not Michael Myers, unfortunately. Oh, thank you very much, man. Yes, thank you. This will be for a Halloween project that I'll be doing. Corey was so hot after getting the evil from Michael. Yes. I don't remember the actor's name. Maybe someone can tell me in the comment section. But I'm gonna be honest. Like, him and the character of Allison, I can't deny the chemistry between those two in comparison to, say, the actor who played Cameron in 2018 and Kills. I can't be alone here. But if you could tell me the name of the person, oh yeah, that would be great. And maybe these have altered my perception of how I enjoy this movie. But I can tell you, I really love the movie. So cheers. One moment. Let me see here. Yes, okay. Scared Straight Productions, they had chemistry, but it seemed rushed. Dude, that's one thing I'm going to absolutely 100% agree with you, because it's when they were on screen and they were talking with each other, like through their dialogue, they talked as though they had known each other for weeks and months. And in reality, they had only known themselves for days. So it was very strange to see them talk in a manner that made them feel like they were so close to one another over a long period of time, yet it was such a short period. It was like days. So it felt rushed. It felt kind of forced at times. Now, the chemistry was wonderful. I thought it was great. But watching this movie, I understood what David Gordon Green, in terms of the relatability of it being like Christine, where the dude in Christine is obsessed with the car, and it's taken over him, you know, it's devouring him, if you will, and that's how Corey is with this evil. After that moment where Michael's choking him out, and there's like these flashes and all this shit, it's almost like the evil's taken over Corey, and he just wants to burn Haddonfield down, because in the end, Corey is a monster. He may have not meant to kill that kid, and he absolutely did not mean to kill that kid. Even though through dialogue he says, "I'm going to kill you," he didn't mean to do it. He didn't want to do it. Corey's not a monster up until the point where he meets Michael for the first time. So the transfer of evil is a very interesting one, very Halloween 4-ish. to a degree. So it's a little weird. It's, as Christopher Nelson says, this movie is really weird, and he's not lying. This movie is strange. It's the weirdest, one of the weirdest entries of the franchise. But come on, at one point we had Michael banging his niece, so who's underage. It's gross on all levels. Just saying. Let me jump to the comments real quick and let me see what you guys are having to say right now. Oh, Rick, you're a mask maker yourself, dude. Sick, man. You should hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, Mr. Grimm89 on Instagram. I make masks and everything else, like the RZ masks. I have like the molds and things like that, so I make those. Okay, thank you. Oh, Rohan Campbell. I like this guy. I think he's a talented actor. I think he's really good. I think this is going to give him opportunity furthermore into Hollywood. I don't know anything about him and what he's done, but this role alone showed that he has range and he has the ability, and I really enjoyed seeing him. It's really weird when you watch a Halloween movie and Laurie Strode's not your favorite character, Michael Myers is not your favorite character, but your favorite character, in my opinion, and for me, my favorite character was Corey, Rohan Campbell. That was my favorite character. I enjoyed every moment he was on screen because he had so much emotion for everything he was doing. He was the monster of Haddonfield. You know, when, like they say in the movie, when they had when Michael disappeared and there was no one else to point fingers to, he became the monster of Haddonfield. I don't know if they used those words verbatim, but he became the monster that people could point fingers at and look at on the street as though he's like, you know, a freak of nature, a freak or a psycho, either or. I think that they say that in the movie. The Devil's Eyes. I just saw it on Peacock. What's your thoughts? Let me know down below. I want to know what your thoughts are. Scared Straight says, "I hope we get deleted scenes." I want to too. I want to see the alternate ending. I want, the one that people didn't really like, that were the cause for why we got the ending that we did. Because the ending that we got was due to those reshoots. From my understanding, from people that I've talked to who are very familiar with the situation, we got this ending because of the negative test screenings from the original shoot. So there's that. How accurate that is, I don't know. I'm just being fed the information and I'm just sending it out to you guys. Be right back. No problem, Rick. But in this movie, I had very few problems. The biggest problem of all is not that this feels like a Corey Cunningham movie and not a Michael Myers movie. The biggest thing is that we make Michael look weak when he is supposed to be the epitome of evil. He's supposed to be evil on two legs, as Dr. Loomis would say. And the fact that we have this kid kind of outpower him, and James Courtney, yeah, in this movie you're gonna be 65 years old and everything, but you're built like a monster, bro. I just wish that didn't happen. I wish they would have figured out a more clever way for Corey to obtain Michael's mask than the way he did it. And I do find that we do see Michael's face a little bit too much in this movie. Does it take me out of the movie? No. But if I want to nitpick, I'm going to nitpick there. I'm going to say, hey, you know what? We should not be seeing Michael's face as much as we are, because there's a lot of light just shining down in your face, and I can see a little bit of everything. You know, at this point, he has this like weird ass Jeepers Creepers hair growing, dude, like the creeper hair, you know, like it looks just strange. And you would think that with the beard he had in Halloween Kills, that he would have a big ass beard, but he didn't really have a beard. Now, I would have to say this side of his face was partially burnt, so maybe hair can't grow there properly. But even on the other side of the face, the facial hair wasn't, I mean, at least from what I can tell, and I was watching it from an RPX screen, and those are really big screens. So, all in all, I really enjoyed this movie. I love how different it is. I love that it's so different than 2018, and it's so different than Kills. All three movies in the trilogy are different from one another, and that's what sets them all apart from each other. I do think that some people can say, hey, Halloween Kills was very unnecessary due to this movie, but I think Halloween Kills makes this movie much more important in the fact that Michael feels more like a presence of Haddonfield. Like, you have to think, Halloween night, 1978, Halloween Night 2018. He killed a lot of people over the course of those 2 nights. But then you think of Halloween Kills and how it's a continuation of Halloween Night of 2018. And the damage he did to that town, how he was able to take the town, turn it around, and turn the fucking town on themselves. That's what made Michael feel so much more important for this movie. So that's one thing that I would say makes this movie feel important versus how unnecessary it is. You can argue with both sides. Like this movie, like Kills makes it much more important and makes Michael just feel that much more larger than life. But you could have totally created a story. Halloween 2018. He's in the basement. He's trapped. The house burns down. They go to the house. They find no body. They find no bones. They find nothing. Nothing of Michael Myers. And he's gone after that fire for 4 years. 4 years later, he's still gone. Missing. Laurie's still like, they never found his body. They never found bones. They never found this. They never found that. I still believe he's out there, and he is out there. And half the town is saying, hey, I think he's out there. The other half of the town is saying you're crazy because obviously he burned in the house fire. And you could have created a story around that. So 2018 to Ends could have been done. Kills could have been a very unnecessary entry. But Kills, with how much Michael does just that, kill, it makes Michael feel that much more important for the fact that he does just disappear and vanish into the ether, and bam, he's finally back. How he gets led back to Laurie, not necessarily a fan of, but I'm not going to complain. I will reserve my judgment on that 100%. All in all, everyone, I really like this movie. What's up, Kyle? How's it going, man? Hope all is well. I want to just drop this little... Myers is a chump in this trilogy. I wouldn't say that, but you're welcome to your opinion, and I respect it nonetheless. But in the end, I love this movie. This is my favorite in the trilogy. If you watch this later on, let me know down below in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up or thumbs down. Either or helps the channel get views and gets out to the YouTube algorithm. But thank you so much, guys, for taking the time to sit here and watch this with me as I tell you how much I love this movie. But I can also say that it has many faults. Loved Ends from start to finish, absolutely. Thank you. I did too. And some people say the first half of the movie doesn't even feel like a Halloween film. It feels like a slow burn, and it is. The fucking movie is a slow burn. But when it fucking cranks when the energy comes through and it cranks the volume up, dude, it doesn't let up, and it gets good. It gets better and better and better. So I appreciate David Gordon Green, what he did, the balls of that man to say, hey, I'm going to change this up and make this not a Michael Myers film. Let's introduce a new character who has no introduction he has no introduction prior, and let's make him the star of this, essentially the star of this, and say, hey, you know what? Let's do some fucking a new beginning, Friday the 13th, a new beginning style stuff, but a little bit more, I don't know, not artsy, but you know what I mean. I think you do. I'm having a hard time expressing myself, but I'm excited for this. I'm excited for this movie. I'm excited to see it again. I'll probably be. I can't speak. I'll probably be watching it tomorrow again on Peacock this time, as the theater experience tonight was just remarkable. I'm not going to be able to replicate that. It was just, Halloween Ends is the end of this trilogy, and there were times in the theater where I actually was getting a little emotional, because I've been a fan. I've been a fan of the franchise for nearly 30 years. Now you look at me and you're like, how old are you, James? I don't think I look too extremely old, but we're over 25 years I've been a fan of this franchise. So to say, hey, I was alive during a time for this trilogy to be in theaters and I got to experience this, it's like a once in a lifetime thing, whether you like this, whether you do not. Myers got turned into hamburger meat? Yes, and I wanted to make a hamburger out of his meat. Anyways, guys, girls, whoever watches this later on, let me know in the comment section down below what your thoughts are on this movie. I loved it. If you hated it, awesome. I support it. I appreciate your honesty. We can all be respectful towards one another, though, and say, hey, we can respectfully say, I hate this movie, and we can respectfully say, I love this movie. Anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call this a night. thank you so much for taking the time to watch this with me, and be here to discuss whether you liked it or whether you did not. Sound Painters Studio, what's up, man? And I really appreciate you guys all taking the time to be here. Whether you liked it or not, I hope this isn't your first time here. I hope if this is your first time here, I hope you guys hit the subscribe button, because you'll be seeing me again. In 15 days, I'm releasing a Friday the 13th fan film. It's titled My Special Boy, and it'll be releasing in a little over 2 weeks. So I can't wait to show that to the world. If you haven't heard of it, I have the trailer here on the channel. Both trailers on the channel. You can see the quality of work that it is, and make choose whether you like it or not when the movie comes out, which is very soon. But anyways, everyone, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this, and I'll catch you all later. Just subbed. You're the man. You're the man. I love you. I think you're a man. I think you are. But if you're not, I love you. I love you. I love you still. I really appreciate all of you here. It means a lot. You guys have a great night. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care, stay safe, and have a wonderful night, everyone.